Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is a topic of how hard would it be to make music good again. So for this video, I'm going to be discussing a topic of how hard it would be for music to become good again if people in the internet community, especially like-minded people, were to put an effort to make music good again in a simple and straightforward way so anyone can understand it. So if you're interested in finding out how hard it would be, then watch this video in order to find out. So now I mention that, let's get started. So when it comes to how hard it would be for us to make music good again, compared to how good it is to how bad it is on the radio and so on and so forth, the simple answer to that question simply comes down to the fact that it would be hard, but not very, very hard, if anything, okay? And there's a few reasons why it wouldn't be too hard to make music good again. The first reason when it comes to why it wouldn't be too hard is that people who tend to make music tend to be specialists, okay? Which means it's the one thing in their life they focus on. And at any time in life you have one thing you focus on, it is always going to be relatively easy, actually. It's only hard when you're trying to figure out when you're trying to make something for other people that other people are obviously like, okay? But for the most part, it's actually easy, okay? When you actually look at it. And if it's hard, it's not overly barely hard. So to sum it up, it's hard, but not unbearably hard, okay? Because if you have only one thing in life you're doing, you have more than enough time to master it, to learn everything that there is to learn about it, so on and so forth. So it's not that hard. It's just like going to school, okay? Like you might not be extremely good at it, but if you go enough consistently, you're going to be relatively good at it. And now imagine school in general, but for one specific skill, okay? If that's all you have to do with your life, that's all you have to do with your life. It's not overly hard or anything. So that's the truth of the matter, okay? To be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? So it's not that hard. So if we can find people who are like-minded and actually have a lot of appreciation for music and actually realize music sounds better when you can actually understand what they're saying instead of people mumbling, like people like whether it could be obviously Lil Pump, Lil Uzi Vert, the many others like Lil Yachty, all those people, not hating on them, but I'm just gonna say I'm not the biggest fan of their music, okay? Like I was saying before, Lil Pump, Lil Uzi Vert, and Lil Yachty, okay? Like, just to name a few. So yeah, like those people, okay, to be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? So that is the truth. Like those rappers are dead in there. Okay, so if you obviously don't mumble, you have lyrics that you can understand, and you talk about proper topics, more like you talk about a variety of topics, not just about being rich and stuff all the time, which is not very hard to do. And you also focus on having beat variety, not making your beats all sound the same, then you're good to go. You don't have to really worry about that. So that's my first point, okay? Having musicians who actually are dedicated to making music again because they're following the actual proper formula for how music should be made. Okay, that's my first point. The second point is focusing on the niche audience. Now this one is going to be a bit controversial, I would imagine, but the truth of the matter is niche audiences really is actually the way things go. Because I'm going to keep it real with you, and I'm not trying to be one of those edgy, I'm different from the crowd, so there's type of people who just talk shit about other people, specifically of course the masses, because they just want to feel different from other people. I'm not one of those type of people, so I just want to make that clear. I'm not one of those fucking corny ass people. I'm not dumb who just want to feel like they're better than other people. I'm not that type of person. The truth of the matter is, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. The majority of people in this world are followers. Okay? The majority, without a shadow of a doubt, are followers. And if you find a small minority of people who listen to something and enjoy something situation where people who would have never considered doing it will say, hey, what the hell are these people listening to? Okay? And they'll start following it. So it creates you can say a domino effect where a small percentage of people will do something, it creates a little effect, and it leads to creating a massive effect with all the dominoes falling down. Okay? So it's the same thing here. Okay? So focus on a niche audience, as not only a niche audience will guarantee that there's a certain degree of quality, okay, which is most important of all. You have a specific niche audience, so you're making something in a way you like, especially if it's at least a decent amount of people. It will eventually become mainstream at some point, because the mainstream can obviously pick it up, because people are going to look at what you are doing, okay, and eventually it's going to go big, okay, at some point, whether you like it or not. If it's good enough, it's going to go big, okay, and then everyone's going to know about it, for the most part, okay. So that's the point I'm trying to get across here about how hard it is, okay, and to obviously do that part, the second part, when it comes to how to make music good again. Simply put it, when it comes to that specific point, that's not a very hard thing to do at all, to be honest with you, okay? You just have to find like-minded people, make something in a way you like, and yes, you can promote it. Don't try to be edgy or something, hopefully I'm not attracting that audience for my videos, okay? That the whole, I'm trying to be edgy, different, I don't want too many people to know about it, and when they don't get anywhere, they start saying, oh, this person's so underrated. Like, no, there's nothing wrong with something going big, okay? There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's actually perfectly normal for something to go big, okay? The truth of the matter is, what our focus is on first, for people who are like me, who want to be good again, is that we focus on making something for our specific taste, so there's at least so at least we can have something that we can enjoy. Then we can try, maybe if anything, to promote it and so on and so forth, and make it go big. Okay, so some things that focus on a niche audience is not only will it guarantee you can make something in a way that you like, but eventually it will go big. Okay, for the most part, most likely it will go big. Okay, so that's my second point. Okay, when it comes to the topic of how we can make music again. Okay, so they can make enough money and so on and so forth, resources, all that stuff, by making it go big. Okay, but the best way to make it go big is to have a specific audience in the first place. Okay, instead of trying to promote it to everybody. And that's the second point. Okay, focus on the niche audience. Okay, and the third point, when it comes to the question of how hard it would be to make music good again, which is also something not very hard, just like the first two, is simply to have reviews. Okay, so when it comes to the topic of having reviews, this is the good way. Like, give feedback to the artist. Like, was this beat good? Was this good? Was that good? Like, give feedback to them and give suggestions, and let the artist deal with it, because you have to have some degree of thick skin when you're making music, okay? And that's the honest truth of the matter, okay? So just focus on, to be quite blunt and honest with you, on having feedback, because obviously not everybody has the ability to make music, because people have different interests and have different things they have to do, yada yada yada. I know that, but at the same time, you can still help make music better again by giving, not only support through the niche audience for my second point I gave, but also by giving feedback. Like, do you find like his topics are very repetitive? Do you feel like he can diversify the amount of music that he's making? When it comes to how the beat sounds, like, do you think he uses the same chords all the time? Do you think he can go for this particular song? Yada yada yada, all that type of shit. Okay, and if you can do that third thing, then we can help make music good again. Okay, so sum things up when it comes to the topic of how hard it would be to make music good again. Okay, from a scale of 1 to 10, I would actually rate it maybe about a 6 or something. The truth of the matter is to find like-minded people in the first place, and that's one of the things my channel is doing, is trying to make music good. So in short, it's not very hard to do. You just have to find like-minded people, build it up, and we'll see how things go. And that's the honest truth of definitely not impossible. All these things people make, oh, you need equipment and this and that, that's outdated, okay? You can make something of extreme quality on your laptop, okay, on FL Studio that is better than even the best studios in the 1980s and 1990s had, which made some of the best music even to this day. So, in short, to answer your question, no, it's not very hard to make music good again. You just simply have to try. And that is the truth. So, anyway, this is my video. This is all I have to say. And just remember, if you like this video and videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button and simply put I'm out. So, bye.